Yusu is an artist originally from China, but she resides in Vancouver, Canada at the moment, and she is an ambient dub electronic artist who has put out a really cool album here, and I wanted to talk about it in full because it really deserves a lot more attention than it's got. Yellow River Blue is an album that manages to combine various different electronic styles together in a pretty cleansing kind of way. It feels very clean and immaculate all the way through. There are sudden bursts of different styles that come out of nowhere at points actually, but it all feels like it's pretty condensed and compact in a really well put together way. The album kicks off with the track Xiu, not sure how you'd say that word, Xiu. It's like Shoo, the band Shoo, but it's one word, Shu. Either way, whatever, however you'd pronounce it, it is definitely my favorite track here. Jesus Christ, it's so peppy and upbeat and infectious. It's such an infectious track. It really sets up the album in a way that made me think the entire album would follow this direction, but the way that Yusu does things, she kind of darts around a little bit and gives us different styles here and there. The track is so speedy and upbeat and magnetic in the way that it just kind of pulls you along. It's really fun and reminds me of like going through a speed run on a game like Enter the Gungeon. Well, failing a run through of that game, because I say that as I am not good at it. I am really bad at that game. I need to go back to that shit because I never got past the first level, man. That's tragic. That's embarrassing. I should not have told you guys that, but yeah, I need some practice with that shit. The second track totally sucks that away though, I will say. It really is much less peppier and kind of loses its spirit. I mean, the opening track has just a really infectious spirit to it, an infectious nature. And the second track, Futuro, goes into much more of an ambient direction. And it's not a bad track, it just doesn't really have that much that grips me. Whereas Touch Me Not is the third track, and this one, it definitely feels like it's much more peaceful and tranquil, and it just does what the second track does a lot better, I feel. Reminds me a lot of Sign Libra, another artist that needs to get mentioned more, by the way. Sign Libra dropped a great album last year, one of the best, but did not get talked about, and it has that really calming nature and feel to it like that album. This track, sorry, has that feel to it like that album. There are tracks that incorporate some like minimal techno, minimal house vibes to them. Gleam is a good example, where the groove is incredibly subtle. Sort of feels like you're listening to some Fortet with the way it kind of is so minimal, but yet you can kind of feel it getting a bit louder, and it builds upon itself slowly as the track goes on. I do like the way it creeps up on you though, because at the beginning it doesn't feel particularly very immediate, but as it moves along it really starts to grab you, and I like the way that it takes a few minutes to kind of capture the magic, because you go back to it and you're like, ah yeah, this one does hit a lot better now. I really like the marching industrial sounds of the track Klein. Just such an out of nowhere moment, but I do really like this track and what it offers in comparison to many of the other tracks here. Melaleuca. Oh man, I'm not gonna say this one right. Anyway, it reminds me of some like 80s New Order. Definitely got that kind of like 80s drum machine going through the track, and then the synths are just so of that era. It's kind of cool to see all these different influences coming through on Yusu here, because it all works together really well. Cannot not mention the traditional Chinese influence that comes through on many of these tracks. The opening track definitely has that to it, and then the closing track as well. There are some little sprinklings throughout this album that I really enjoy, because it just combines two worlds that you wouldn't usually hear together. I mean, you got these ambient electronic moments that have these moments that are mixed in with her heritage, which I find really cool. It just adds this interesting cultural dynamic to the album that isn't something you come across particularly very often, which I think helps in a lot of ways, because it separates Yusu from many other artists in this field. And I feel as though going forward she could really manage to hone in these ideas and mix them together in a way that crafts something absolutely spectacular. But for now, I think it's really good. I mean, I didn't mention the track Dusty. This one is much more futuristic. I love the little pew-pews that come through, the little pew-pew-pew-pew-pew. They are always a fantastic touch to any song. And yeah, I only really see potential from this. There's just so much good about it. It's got so much going for it, and I really like it for what it is. But I know Yusu is one to watch for the future. I'm looking forward to see where she goes next. 7 out of 10 from me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you have listened to this already. Kind of gather or get the impression that you might not have by now, but I'm gonna say go give it a listen. It's definitely ready available on streaming services, so it's got to be one that you check out. Hopefully you enjoy it as much as I did. You might even like it more, but let me know when you do listen to it in the comments. Hopefully you get a good recommendation out of this here. Thank you for watching this video. Keep doing this with my hands, not sure why. Have a good day, and goodbye.